we reap what we sow, whether for good or evil? Let's begin in Esther 7. How did Esther address the king at dinner about Haman's conspiracy? So the king and Haman went to dine with Queen Esther, and on the second day at the banquet of wine, the king again said to Esther, "What's your petition, Queen Esther? It shall be granted you. And what is your request? Up to half the kingdom. It shall be done." Then Queen Esther answered and said, "If I've found favor in your sight, O king, and if it pleases the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we've been sold, my people and I, to be destroyed, to be killed, and to be annihilated. Had we been sold as male and female slaves, I would have held my tongue, although the enemy could never compensate for the king's loss." How did she inform the king that Haman was actually the enemy? Who would do such a thing? King Xerxes demanded. Who would be so presumptuous as to touch you? Esther replied, "This wicked Haman is our adversary and our enemy." Haman grew pale with fright before the king and queen. Then the king jumped to his feet in a rage and went out into the palace garden. Haman, however, stayed behind to plead for his life with Queen Esther, for he knew that the king intended to kill him. In despair, he fell on the couch where Queen Esther was reclining, just as the king was returning from the palace garden. The king exclaimed, "Will he even assault the queen right here in the palace, before my very eyes?" And as soon as the king spoke, his attendants covered Haman's face, signaling his doom. How did Haman's plan backfire on him and become his own end? Then Harbona, one of the eunuchs who were with the king, said, "Behold, the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman has made for Mordecai, who spoke good for the king, is standing at Haman's house." The king said, "Hang him on it." So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's wrath was pacified. Is it often the case that the wicked fall into the trap they set for others? But look how the wicked hatch evil, conceive trouble, give birth to lies. They make a pit, dig it all out, and then fall right into the hole that they've made. The trouble they cause will come back on their own heads. The violence they commit will come down on their own skulls. Do we reap what we sow, whether for destruction or eternal life? You cannot fool God, so don't make a fool of yourself. You'll harvest what you plant. If you follow your selfish desires, you'll harvest destruction. But if you follow the Spirit, you'll harvest eternal life. Do we reap what we sow, whether for good or evil? You decide.